service, and we say shup, thank you for your triple green number. Speaking about the SABC's involvement, we've come a very long way since that very first live broadcast in 1986. Currently, we broadcast for a full 13 hours on SABC2, of which you're watching part of the broadcast, and we also broadcast on 13 different radio stations. So let's take a look at the South African Broadcasting Corporation's involvement in the ultimate human race.
A piece of vinyl playing music. And then came the advent of radio, a miracle of technology that brought voices into our homes countrywide by means of a transmitter. These radio announcers' voices became so familiar to us that they felt like part of the family.
The South African Broadcasting Corporation was officially formed in 1936. A year later, the public broadcasters started transmitting in both English and Afrikaans. In 1976, the country saw its first television broadcast that paved the way for iconic programs and the once-a-year date with the Comrades Marathon. The first year the race was televised was in 1986, when Bruce Fordyce won a record 6th time. 2015's broadcast is the 30th time that the SABC will bring the story of the world's most grueling foot race to the country and to the world through live streaming on the internet. Today, the SABC boasts 19 radio stations and 5 television channels, 3 of which are free to air, including SABC2, the home of the ultimate human race story. Nearly 40 cameras will cover this year's race, with a new camera position at the marathon mark and a 14-camera unit covering the finish at the Oval in Pietermaritzburg. So you won't miss a single moment of the 2015 Comrades Marathon. There's some gloriously dramatic moments coming over the finish line as these runners count down the minutes to earning their Vic Clapper medal. You're watching the 90th running of the Comrades Marathon. If there has been anything else to talk about today, 2 South African winners, it's been a day of joy, drama, elation, and so much camaraderie. It's also been a day where runners have really shown their heart, and they've shown their heart by getting behind some fantastic causes. Now, one of the runners that raised money for charity and really outshone the rest was a man by the name of Carl Nolte, and all of his funds were raised Pink Drive. Now, the lady that's behind the Pink Drive is Nolene Cochin, and she joins me in studio. I mean, Carl's contribution of over 130,000 Rand. I mean, it's just amazing.
Well, in actual fact, it's over 150,000 now. He got in 20,000 yesterday. So he set his record at 50, then he upped it to 100, and he's actually over 150.
You've been one of the official Comrades charities, not as long as some of the others, but definitely you guys have a massive presence at the race. How important is the Comrades Marathon to the work that the Pink Drive does?
It's hugely important. I mean, yes, we're the new kid on the block if you look at the other charities, but I mean, if you take the funds raised this year have more than trebled since last year. So we are sitting on 1.1 million, and that's just from the race for charity runners and the other runners that ticked the box and donated to Drive. And naturally, those funds all go to keeping the existing mobile units on the road, but I think also very importantly to start building a kitty to build more units. Since last Comrades, we launched one additional vehicle, and by the end of this year we'll have another 2 trucks on the road.
It's important for the Pink Drive, as it is for the other 5 charities that also get to enjoy, along with the Pink Drive, that official Comrades Marathon charity status. Are you impressed with South Africa's runners at just how dedicated they are for raising money, not only for your charity, but all charities?
Absolutely. I think South Africans actually are the most giving nation. You've just got to make it simple and easy and let them have fun. And well, I don't know if running 80 kilometers is fun, but for them, that's what they want to do. So, you know, for everyone, it's utterly important.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. That's Nolene Cochin from the Pink Drive chatting to us about some of the money that the runners have made for their cause in running this year's Comrades Marathon. We take a break. Don't go anywhere. All the drama is still coming. We've still got less than half an hour of this year's Comrades Marathon, and you don't want to miss this half an hour.
Good morning! It's going to be a beautiful day.
The sun is shining. What a delicious feeling. Talking about delicious, what are you guys having for breakfast?
Discover new Baker's Good Morning Breakfast Biscuits, packed with all the goodness of 4 cereals, berries and milk. The best of breakfast in a biscuit, on the go. It's a Baker's Good Morning. Enjoy 6 packs in every box. Best Baked by Baker's. Now available in convenient individual sachets.
Hi there, I'm Lindy, and welcome to Citrus Soda How-To Life Hacks. Did you know that you could use a muffin pan to display all your toppings for a bride? It's just like my citrus soda. I always use citrus soda for my UTI symptoms. But did you know it is also a good solution for all sorts of acid problems? I give citrus soda to my husband after a bride when he gets heartburn, indigestion, and acid, which can lead to gout.
I didn't know you can take citrus soda for heartburn.
You love your family more, and it shows. That's why Speco does more for you. 4 times more.
Did you enjoy the concert?
Speco, 1 cup makes 4 cups of love.
Liquid fruit. Nothing but fruit. Dealing with occasional constipation by eating healthier. Drinking plenty of water and still not getting all the relief you want? Try Dulcolax. It is predictable and it's comfort coated, so it's gentle too. Dulcolax. Predictable overnight relief you can count on.
Make every day pop with Jumping Jack, the anytime, anywhere snack. Popping with freshness and bursting with flavor. Jumping Jack is so crunchy and tasty. Try our 4 delicious flavors and the crunchy caramel diddle daddle. For a freshly popped treat, try our new microwave popcorn.
Well, some beautiful pictures here as the people enter the Pietermaritzburg Oval for what is the final stretch of the 2015 Comrades Marathon. And this marathon has had everything. We've had some great racing up front, especially from Caroline Wassman, and I think I can wax lyrical about her performances for another day and a half. But right now it is about the runners just streaming into this Pietermaritzburg Oval, and they've got about 20 minutes to go to the final cutoff, just 19 minutes here actually, and many of them still won't make it, and that is what they're aiming for. They've not a long run in the stadium. The ones who are just outside still with plenty of time to make it for that 12-hour cutoff and get their big Clapper medal, Alec.
Well, you know, if we go on previous year's stats, we say just over 40% of the field finishes in the final hour. So that could mean we'd be expecting about 7,000 odd runners in the final hour. And it's never an even split, so you'll find more in the second half of that hour. So we could find about 4,000 people finishing in the last half an hour, which potentially we could still see another 1,000 or 2,000 finishes here in search of that illustrious medal. And that's quite amazing.
Once fela jalo ke dumela le Alex Meke one na go e botlhokwa e ba feletsang ka oneno ka ntlha gore re lebeletse jalo gore fela mo ureng ya bosome le bobedi go tla go kgaolwa jalo gotlhelele me batabogi ba le bantsi bantse ba ipakanyetsa jalo gore e re ga go kgaolwa ba ba setse ba fitile jalo fa molengo o ba le bantsi ba ba setseng ba o kgaobagantse e leng mola wa phenyo me ka mo gore bona ka teng still pouring into the finish line.
And yes, indeed they are. So we've had lots of drama today in this race already, and a lot more drama to come, all packed into 18 minutes at the end here But Alec, we can perhaps use this time just to reflect a bit on the day. I mean, you've been everywhere. You've been in Durban, you've been up in the air, you're now here in Pietermaritzburg at the finish. Just give me your impressions of the race day as a whole.
You know, I haven't been involved in Comrades Marathon for quite some time, so to come and experience a day like today was really wonderful. I enjoyed every minute of it. Of course, I had the best seat in the house up in the helicopter with Warren Jonathan. It was great. And then, of course, watching two South African winners, very different types of wins, but fantastic victories for South Africa. And still we see all of these people coming in, people getting inspiration from different ways, all with their banners coming in towards the finish here at Pietermaritzburg.
Well, we're joined here by Big T as well. Your impressions of the Comrades Marathon, the 90th edition, very historic race. And like we said, lots of things have happened today. Anything special that stood out for you?
namosi chipache himbambi yatakucheza ubanga macheloni awara ini abaya butanukana 5:30 inga macheloni zora bari kubona zona nzori himbambi yoba ikutaka zesa ngandole manga zao bagitimi banera kuba diba bari babana mazina ariko babona fitu kadibana namosi fezi yes newanga siya manzori zenezo musi chikwamba chimangazo chuitia okana zimangazo zuitia himbambi rabari chibona muwine muwona tumwana mu wala panda asiko jia lead baba chiko honeba baleliwa hatebela bawo. But I can tell you Arnold that most of what I refer as that most of the significant moment was when you know, most of the leading guys, they couldn't make it, 3 of them, and that's where I said, wow, goodness, are we in here for a drama or something?
Well, it's definitely been filled with drama, and a man carrying his cross to the finish here as well. I know we just saw a cow a bit earlier. I don't know if it's something about the cows coming home but it's definitely the people coming in here. The sun is setting. It has been a beautiful, beautiful day weather-wise. There has been literally no wind, and it hasn't been too hot. Of course, it's been hot, but not too hot for these athletes. Nothing like 2 years ago. And these runners just streaming into the stadium, all of them very, very happy. They are going to finish the Comrades Marathon. For some of them, it will be their very, very first time in doing that, and they're going to do it with plenty of time to spare before that 12-hour cutoff.
Well, 15 minutes to go, and the countdown has well and truly started. Kwamashu, Central Athletics, you name it, they're all coming in here. Kempton, and from all over the country, all over the world, thousands and thousands of people have poured down to KwaZulu-Natal for the ultimate human race here, and what a great race it has been. And here these athletes, I mean, look at it, look at them just streaming in here by the dozens.
So nimmer eindige stroom van mense wat hier inkom, en nog steeds meer en meer van hulle wat om die draai kom. Onthou daar was 'n afsnypunt by Polly Shorts, so baie atlete wat reeds uitgeval het en hulle droom het nie waar geword nie, maar vir hierdie atlete definitief 'n droom wat gaan waar word. En hulle kom hier in die Pietermaritzburg ovaal, en die prentjie daar op die beeld lyk bietjie helderder as wat dit is hier buite. Die son begin sak, dit word donkerder, maar hulle gaan so bly wees om hierdie lang wedloop klaar te maak.
Patasimbona zauri namosi hapa zero sino gabineti ni abaya 15 ritawari korano ushika kaure himbambe iyavaliwa zamba zauri banema todanga maraha awara za 12 hapa Oval Cricket Stadium zamba zauri abongo kono shikelera no feza himbambe zabuti ngokuzori bunji abantu shino badakono babona basikuda khoyimunna owara chipambano ubaka Philippians 4:13.
Yeah, I've seen that verse a few times, and I've actually had to use it to finish an Ironman once, you know, try and get that extra bit of inspiration.
Well, definitely lots of inspiration needed for this race. Also, athletes there from Rand Athletics Club, RAC, and it's worth mentioning they are the biggest club at the Comrades Marathon pretty much every year with the most athletes entered, but they never feature as much. I mean, Bruce Fordyce used to run for them at one stage, but these days we have these professional clubs, Nedbank Running Club, Elite, and those are the ones we tend to focus on, but still Rand Athletics Club with the most entered.
Yeah, I think it's something like about 450, and of course RAC is synonymous with the Comrades Marathon. People like Brenny Welsh and so many other stalwarts who got involved in RAC, still keeping it going so strong. Probably one of the last true bastion of amateur clubs in this country that have been here for a long time.
But I can tell you, you know, today one thing that again stood out for me was when we were expecting so much from guys like Bongmu Tembo, guys like Luduk Mamabulo, guys like Stephen Mushingi, but these are the guys who were outclassed today. Maybe when you look at Gift Kelehe, he had his you know, homework very well, and he prepared this race very well.
Well, Gift Kelehe had, of course, had the boldness to say that he was going to win this race, and he was true to his word. Now, some of the men you mentioned, Ludwig Mamabolo, just to let you know, fell out somewhere between Cowie's and Lion Park, so he did not finish today's race. He was in the race. Another big name, Gertais, just made it to Cowley's and didn't get much further than that. And of course, Bongmusa Mutembu, the winner from last year, he finished at 17th place. So those athletes were here, but as you said, Gift Kalehe today in a class of his own in the men's race.
I think what's important here is that Kelehe had that inner self-belief, and you know, it's very important. I remember the late Michael Scout, before he went to run his first international marathon in 1992, he said without a shadow of a doubt he's going to win that race. I remember seeing Hendrik Ramala on the plane to the New York Marathon in 2003. He told me he will win the New York Marathon. And when an athlete really believes it, well, I wonder if he'll get the right answer.
Well, she better say yes after that. I mean, running for 87.72 kilometers just to do a marriage proposal. And Lauren Jade Stephen, I don't know where you are. Are you in the stadium watching at home? I don't think you can say no to this.
He's still got another 1 point something Ks to do it, to get that 89.
I mean, arali munna abba atoamba kaphanda bathu khagala ari ndiyatenda ni domana ziyamora hoyi mona ufoto zitanga ndile neyo fezia ndi mafunga malonde kaza heimbambe ndiwe mbambe zine arali uchingamba nga heimbambe lifasilote libadolda balesa rozipa musiko balo zitweet ubaka lifasilote bunje batashikwa zori chimwana chiwuchikangona fezia zino ziyamba zori zazino hapa wasana pezi minute ya fuminti uri heimbambe ifare bato zimbalo zori nangwaha heimbambe yako kidima nga 87.72 kilometers zamba nango hozorano level comes inga kidima 90 kilometers. Like for instance this year they are celebrating 90th, so obviously I thought maybe this will be 90 kilometers, so to say.
Well, perhaps we should touch on a very controversial topic right about now. And of course, the race lengthened by 877 meters this year because of the roadworks in Pinetown. And Caroline Vosman running 6 hours and 12 minutes. So if the race had been 877 meters shorter, she probably, and we can't say for certain, I mean, but she probably would have broken the record. But then again, there isn't really a Comrades record, Alec. I mean, this race has been run over various distances. It's been longer. It's been over 89 kilometers once. And it's also been run on different routes, even if it's the same distance. So to say the Comrades actually has a record is probably not 100% accurate.
Well, okay, so the detour cost Caroline Vosman potential record, a 1.5 million rand speeding fine. But I think the record is for the person who can get from where the start is in Durban to the finish in Pietermaritzburg, whichever route is taken, and that's what the record is. It's not a distance record. It's whoever can get from Durban to Maritzburg in the fastest possible time. And right now, that's one of the twins, and of course Leonard Chetsov. And I'm sure that we'll see Caroline perhaps challenging those records in time to come. She's such a brilliant athlete. I think she's untapped. She's still coming into her potential.
Zitakaza kuma ubona ba club ini aba ya manone Kayla hola mona oimele club ya manone ndi club ini ya wana Johannesburg. This is the club Manone, all the way from Johannesburg area. They cater for athletes from Pretoria as well as Joburg. So that's why he's showcasing that I was there, whether I will have to finish on time, but my presence means a lot.
Well, he ran the entire race backwards. So that's not just here. From Durban to Pietermaritzburg, he ran backwards. I do not want to know what kind of pain his calves are in.
And what about the neck? I mean, he's having to glance behind him all the time. It's absolutely amazing. There we see one of the Charlo Road runners coming in. Nedbank, I mean, Nedbank have got a whole host of runners. And in fact, if you put all of their different clubs together, it would be a couple of thousand, I'm sure.
Well, I wonder how it feels to run the Siddharmok. And for those of you who are fast enough, I just said Comrades backwards. So that is what he ran. He ran the Siddharmok, not the Comrades. And Farai Chinomwe, literally the entire distance backwards.
Kezo Rikatibaka, Comrades Marathon 2015, with an Wahaba, the Zumazor, Dinwaha, Futahe, Mosa Himbambi, Yushka Gorali, Hospital Minute, or a Himbambi, or Value, but not around which bigger Chenecho, Vadotino, Sapono Wera, Kauri Bapono Wana, Zinamangari, Roshika, Fezi Hamapo, the woman of Salah Kangabari Hapa, Makazabari Hapa, one note, 5:30 in the morning, and you were above the sky. And these guys, you've been watching them from the top, but this guys has been there for the whole of this day.
But let me tell you one other thing. I left the hotel around about 4:30 to get to Virginia Airport.
Yeah.
And I was probably about 1.5 to 2 kilometers away from the start, and there were about 100 or 200 people walking towards the start. At 4:30 in the morning. They still had another 1.5 to 2 kilometers. And here's the big bus. This is the sub 12-hour bus. This is the big one.
Wel, die 12-ure bus wat hier aankom en hulle loop baie gemaklik. Hulle het nog baie tyd om klaar te maak. Hulle is reg buite die stadion hier. 8 minute, amper 7 minute nou om te gaan en hulle behoort gemaklik onder daardie 12 ure in te kom. En hierdie busdrywers doen so goeie werk wat seker maak die atlete is op die regte afsnypunte. Hulle mis nie enige afsnypunte nie. Hulle kom deur op die regte tye sodat hulle in hulle tyd kan klaarmaak en vir hierdie atlete hier is dit die 12 ure tyd en hulle gaan dit definitief gemaklik maak.
I just want to know if it really means Lord from these guys who now entering the stadium as to whether they really understand that they are now 7 minutes short of this closer time.
I'm sure they understand it. I mean, they're very, very aware of what their time is there.
Believe me, they've got it down to a T. These athletes know, but there's a couple of bus drivers in here. The guy who's holding that flag that you can see there, he will be one of the most experienced Comrades runners, probably attached to his back, might be the guy in the blue and the yellow. And that guy is, I can assure you, an experienced Comrades runner who's volunteered to do this type of task to help his fellow man. And he has got pacing down to a T. He's taken into account the fact that it would take them 7 or 8 minutes to cross the line. He's made that time up. And he's got them home probably with 5 minutes to spare. So this is absolutely fantastic.
Well, you can see there, a green number as well. So he is a 10 times plus Comrades runner. They had a bus driver there. He is sporting his green number and he knows exactly what he is doing, leading these athletes into the stadium.
I wonder who the bus conductor is and who's collected all the money.
No, the man that has been holding the flag there, hoisting it, and I think he can be able to be followed. This is the guy that can be able to lead that bus. But now it's 6 minutes before the final cut-off.
Ja, hierdie mense wat dit nog gaan maak, maar daar is 'n paar atlete buite die stadion wat nou begin paniekerig raak. Hulle gaan sukkel om dit hier te maak. Daar's party van hulle nog bietjie in die pad af en hulle het slegs 5 minute om hierdie afsnypunt te maak. Natuurlik, dis gewoonlik waar ons die drama en die trane sien aan die einde van die Comrades Marathon.
You know, when you see this, I mean, I'm getting emotional just sitting here. I haven't run a Comrade since 1991. But you just know the feeling of finishing a Comrades Marathon, the feeling of finishing something as daunting as a Comrades. And training for it. First of all, having the courage to set the goal, or to decide to do it, to set the goal, to put the plan into action, to train, to persevere, to come out here. You know, there's a certain amount of fear of failure of just getting up off the couch, getting out the door. But these people have all done it, and there's many people at home right now sitting there thinking, should I, shouldn't I? We spoke about Caroline earlier, 2009. She ran her first half marathon in 1 hour 52. She ran the whole way today, so much faster than that. Incredibly so.
But it's all fun about Caroline. When you look at her, the way how she started the race, I thought earlier on a lot of people said she would not be able to make it. But I can tell you, it's all about the plan that the whole team had. This is the final bus, I can guess, Arnold?
Well, it should be. There might be another 12-hour bus right behind them, and they're, but this is definitely. I mean, they've got 4 minutes now to make this cutoff. But Alec, just touching on what you said, the Comrades Marathon itself is not the daunting task. It's the hours and hours and months and days of training for this event, sacrificing time with your family, sacrificing various other things that you could have been doing, and you train for this. This race is really just the celebration of months of training, and that's what they're doing now. They're celebrating the fact that they could come through a year or more of training to be here today and to finish this race before the cut-off time.
Absolutely. You know, you've hit the nail on the head there. We've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And as you said, these people, they've made that choice. They're in the hard yards, and right now it's a celebration for them. The celebration won't last for too long, because when they wake up in the morning tomorrow, their legs, they'll be like the matchstick man, or, you know, they'll struggle to move. But there's some great athletes, great club members coming here. And yeah, absolutely fantastic to see this human spirit just on its way to Pietermaritzburg here for the finish.
Ile basi lelo bakhamba lona zvino hava lava lavo swika zvino ungashiya bana ngohozoro hosala pezi minute dzisvika hotaro uri mudheka hela awara kana hela awara dzisvika dza 12 dzinenga khazelo vari khamba zori yo bhala vasokokona kusvikelela hapa zviamba zori na ugwedana mwaoda vanga kadibona pezi zvino bakhamba hava na ayan katira anodilizwa uri zvezvi musi ndikobona hava na voda hapa vothe itonga ndindira yori rochimbira roita zindingo dzothe roita chimwe na chimwe mafungo auri there for to pembela uri nango hondo jena Comrades Marathon. And I can tell you, when you look at the whole, athletes who are, part in attendance today, they have got other family members who are really backing them here, motivating them. Others, they have even driven, they drove from wherever they are, just coming down to Durban just to give them support.
You know, Comrades is a team effort. It's, if you don't have a coach like Caroline Wasserman, you still have a family, whether it's a wife, a husband, children, a mother, a father, that need to support you. You cannot do this by yourself. It's not just your sacrifice, your training, but other people are sacrificing their time with you as well. And I mean, when I used to run, I remember my wife was always, we couldn't go away for weekends because it was always training, things like that. So, and it's a lot like this for these athletes as well, maybe not to that level, but they have put in a lot of time, early mornings for many of them before work, and, sacrificing that time. And just coming in here now, we have less than 2 minutes to go before this cutoff.
Just looking out at the stadium here, there are still hundreds upon hundreds of people on this grass surface, this hallowed turf here in Pietermaritzburg, where these people are finishing a journey that may have started just 6 months ago, a journey that could have started 45 years ago, as in the case of an Alan Robb. And they're all looking for this medal. And I tell you what, you can see them egging each other on. It's absolutely fantastic. 1 minute and 15 seconds to go.
anytime from now, this guy will have to really make it a point that, oh my goodness, just look at this, Ian. Look at this, Arnold.
Amazing scenes here from the finish in Pietermaritzburg, and just more than 30 seconds to go now before we see two men or women, of course, and it's going to be the happiest and the saddest person in here today. Well, I don't know if anybody's happier than the winners, but 36 seconds, you're going to hear the crowd with a big countdown starting with 10 seconds to go, and I think we should just let them do that countdown and see with these athletes, they are straining across the line. 10 seconds to go now, and the big countdown is going to start. The mayor there standing ready with the gun. 5 seconds. And there it goes. The last man or woman is on the line, and the first person there has been stopped. They will not have officially finished the Comrades Marathon.
The frightening thing is, Arno, that guy is going to wake up tomorrow, sleep tonight with a nightmare thinking, why didn't I just stand 1 meter closer to the official start line? Why didn't I just move that one little bit faster at the start? Because that's what the difference was for that one poor guy. But these people, they're not getting a medal, but still, I believe, a sense of satisfaction of just finishing the distance.
That's what I said exactly, that, each and every athlete here, you look at them, they have got their wristwatch, and that's where they need to really calculate their time to say anything can be able to come through to them.
Well, we've got Lindani down at the finish line. He is going to speak to these athletes who either just made it or just didn't make it. And Lindani, down to you.
All right, so thank you very much. I think it really gets really emotional exactly when it hits that 12th hour mark. We've got a gentleman just here. He was the last guy who did not make it. You can see the way he was so desperate to get in, but his legs just would not. Let me just see if we would be able to speak to him. Can we try and speak to him? Sir, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
How was this race for you?
Oh, it was very, very tough.
Literally, I watched you. You were basically half a step away from making it to that 12th hour. How do you feel about this race?
Oh, I really enjoyed it, but I just terrible cramp the last 5Ks, so I simply couldn't run anymore. I walked the last 5Ks and walk fast.
And obviously, because this race is all about those challenges, you've got another challenge now for next year to finish.
Oh, of course, I'll be back next year.
All right, so that was the race, the runner that just didn't make it. But again, as I did say, this race is all about that courage and really pushing yourself. He pushed himself to that very last step, and hopefully next year he'll do much better. For now, though, it's back to you guys.
To mark an extraordinary 90th running of the Comrades Marathon, the Comrades Marathon Association has created a special commemorative medal. The gold, Wally Hayward, silver, Bill Rowan, bronze, and Vic Clapham copper medals are usually 28mm in size. This year, finishers will get a 14mm big medal. To mark this historic year, a once-off 90th edition Comrades watch has also been created. More than 5,600 runners have ordered this never-to-be-repeated keepsake. It's the bling to remember the 90th Comrades fling.
You expect great taste, quality and value from the rice you buy. To truly get all three, you need to switch to Speco rice. Speco source the best rice to ensure you get consistent quality and perfect results. It's why every cup of Speco cooks 4 cups of white, fluffy rice, and why it tastes absolutely delicious even when it's reheated. For the quality you deserve and the taste the whole family will love, make sure you choose Speco rice. Brand power, helping you buy better.
Bakers Go Play. Eat, move, imagine. Discover all 10 Bakers Go Play tattoos. There's one sporty character tattoo inside each promotional pack. Available in the new delicious Jolly Jammers Choc Cream Biscuits. Best baked by Bakers.
Today Puff Pastry. Think it, make it.
The finish line just on the side, of course, of everything that has just happened. Apologies for the voice, but obviously we were trying to get as many in as we could under that magical 12-hour gun. To now give away the Toyota Quest here live on the SABC, I'm joined by nearest to me, Cheryl Wynn, one of the board members of the Comrades Marathon Association, Mpho Mbatua, the Vice President of Toyota Manufacturing, and Samesh Samago, Director of BDO South Africa Incorporated, to make sure that everything was above board. So Mpho, if you'll do the duty. Now these 10 viewers have already been informed that they are in line to win this beautiful Toyota Quest, and I'm going to ask Mpho to tell us exactly who
the lucky name is Isaac Sitsiba from Polokwane.
So Isaac Sitsiba in Polokwane, congratulations. This beautiful car is on the way to you. Thanks for entering the SMS competition, and we trust that this gives you an opportunity to make a point of it. Do it next year. You could very well be the one to drive away in a brand new Toyota. Paul, to you, thank you, and your company. Samesh, thanks for overseeing everything, and to you as well, Cheryl Wynn. Let's go back up to the studio.
Well, of course, that SMS competition going the whole day. And Arnold gets there. You can see that beautiful Toyota Corolla Quest that Isaac Sitsibe from the Vaal province has won. And it's been a great day here at the Comrades Marathon. Still athletes streaming across into the stadium. They will not be official finishers of the Comrades Marathon. We thank you for joining us here from the commentary team as we go into this ad break.
You know, my dad is a magician. He can make a rabbit disappear. Well, that's nothing. You should check what my dad can do with a chicken.
You won't believe your eyes when you see Spur's new 350-gram double-breasted California grilled chicken. Basted and char-grilled to perfection.
1 minute it's on the plate, next minute it's gone.
It's the NutriDay Snackpot Jackpot! Buy any NutriDay, send in your promo code, keep your till slope, and you could win 1,000 Rand every hour, every day. You've won! And you too could win 1,000 Rand every hour, every day.
It's no secret that Pronucho is the original protein cereal. But did you know, not all proteins are the same. Pronucho contains 100% balanced protein, giving you the full benefits of protein so none of the good stuff goes to waste. Pronucho helps you maintain a balanced lifestyle and keeps you going for longer so you can live life best. Pronucho, real protein, 100% balanced.
All Life provides affordable life cover of up to 10 million Rand to people living with HIV. We also help maintain our clients' health by monitoring and managing their CD4 count, which is important to measure the strength of their immune system. Our clients show an average of 15% improvement in their CD4 count within the first 6 months of joining. Take control of your future. Speak to All Life today, because All Life is for living.
You guys can check the monitor. We're going to do It has been an absolutely amazing day. The 31st of May 2015 will always be remembered fondly in South African road running terms. A brilliant, worthy of a record run from Caroline Wussman. Gift Kalehe setting a record of his own, and it has been a day of drama, a day of joy, and a day of just absolute brilliance here at the Comrades Marathon. Inside studio is Ian Luxon and Bruce Fordyce, and we're going to be chatting through a couple of the highlights from this morning. A brilliant moment as always, all the traditions, and then everybody got running from Durban at 5:30 this morning.
Absolutely huge field, over 22,000 entries, 19,000 of them qualified, 17,000 in the front row. It was the biggest crowd we've seen for a long time. The atmosphere was brilliant, but of course ahead of them in the dark were like 40 k's of climbing before they kind of got any insight at all. So it was a wonderful start, beautiful weather and a great atmosphere.
Yes, and the early hills came very soon, straight after from the start, and they started running uphill, basically almost from the first moment. And at the end of the race, Gift Kalehe, a wonderful winner, deserved winner, and a brilliant race.
Well, Gift Kalehe, of course, becoming one of two brothers ever. First time ever brothers have won the Comrades Marathon. We've had sisters, but the brothers, and emulating his brother Andrew Kalehe's feat of 2001, and a very, very good performance. He won by a long, long way.
The other person to win by a very long way was our women's winner that had each and every single person up on their feet.
Well, before that, we had all sorts of guys coming into the gold medals. That was second place. Mohammed Hussein from Ethiopia, novice, running his first Comrades Marathon, and he hung on really, really well towards the end to take second place. We thought he was down and out with about 20 k's to go. And the third place man, another South African, another novice, came through, and the third place time was a 5:48, quite slow, but Hatiwandi Nyamandi, also really a smart race and a good run by him for third place.
Fourth place belonged to Lebogang Monyele of Maxed Elite, and it was also the very first Maxed Elite athlete that we saw coming through of a very good team that they actually brought here to the Comrades Marathon.
Always, yes, Kieran Walker, the manager of Maxed Elite, who was out there with these guys and girls on the road, and it was almost like the changing of the guard. But Teboho Sello from Lesotho, a 2:12 marathoner, his first attempt, and the Lesotho guys now making their presence felt in the Comrades Marathon. Gold medals going. There was Joseph Maputi. He was up there pretty much the whole way. Faded a little bit, but still 5:54. And we were wondering at that stage, Bruce, whether we would get any gold medals maybe over the 6-hour mark.
Yes, Claude Mashiwa, the defending champion from the last up run, coming in next, looking very tired, a brave run.
Also finishing quite strongly. He was out of the contention, moved slowly through the, picked up another gold medal, a veteran, and then it was three-time winner Stephen Muzingi who got another gold medal. He really, really looked tired.
And without a doubt, the most broken runner of the day. He was completely destroyed when he crossed the line, but what a brave run.
So well done to Stephen. He really has been a stalwart over the last decade of the Comrades Marathon, and his 3 wins, I guess this one was pretty much one of the hardest. Craig Fry's manager helping him over the finish line, but the guys behind him were really, really strong.
Yeah, Sandile coming in 5:57, and the thing that shocked us all was, for the first time in a number of years, after our 10th place finisher, was that there were no Wally Hayward medals awarded.
Tuso Mosier from the KwaZulu-Natal got the 10th place, just over 5 hours and 59 minutes. So unlike the normal year when we have maybe 10 Wally Haywards, Gift Kalehe 5, Hussein Nyamandi, and then Teboho Sello, Puti, lots and lots of South Africans. The last one was in 10th place. But the rock star of the day was, without any shadow of the doubt, Caroline Wussman, running her 5th Comrades. Last year she was the first South African home. This year she came and she almost got the record.
She would have broken it if it hadn't been for the 800 meters extra running in Pinetown. The record would have belonged to her. What a fantastic run. We need to check it, but we've heard that hers was the fastest last 7 kilometers from the top of Polly Shorts to the finish.
The fourth runner in the history of South African athletics to win both the Two Oceans Marathon and the Comrades Marathon in the same year. She made history completely. It was the performance of the day, and it was a 1-2 for South Africa in the women's race when Shanae Bosman came through very strongly to pass the Nagalieva twins to pick up the second place. And it was, in fact, the first South African woman winner since 1998, and the first since 1992 that South Africa's won both the women's and the men's race. Great run by Shanae Bosman, Nedbank 1 and 2. Then we were all wondering, where were the twins? Alessia and Nagalieva, they were out there somewhere. They'd both been passed towards the end, and it was in fact Elena Nagalieva with her 8 wins behind her. She was not going to emulate Bruce Fordyce and make it 9. A gutsy performance by the Russian. Her umpteenth gold medal, this time in 3rd place.
And in 4th place, her twin Oliesa Nagalieva, a 2-time winner of the race. Have we possibly seen the end of the era of the Russian twins, the Nagalieva twins? Great running from both of them. You can't underestimate how they've dominated more than a decade of this race, the history of this race, and could this be the end of their dominance?
Well, they certainly added a huge amount of value. This lady from Russia, the Russians were really, really strong today. That was Podnevnova, second this year in the Old Mutual Two Oceans, came through to get a Comrades gold. So the Two Oceans women really doing well here. The Two Oceans top finishers. Podnevnova very, very tired at the end. And Nedbank it was. Eleanor Greenwood, the winner of the down run last year, finishing strongly. But couldn't quite emulate what she did last year. Another good gold medal. 6:44, some 32 minutes behind the winner. Emmerentia, another Rotenbach, another of the Nedbank women. Nedbank dominating. Emmerentia Rotenbach came in very highly rated amongst the Nedbank team, got a good solid gold medal, and the 3rd South African home. So the women from the local clubs doing really, really well in the women's competition. 6:45, Emmerentia Rotenbach, race number 4:05.45. Nick Bester, the manager of the team, and his smile got wider and wider and even wider when the Scottish doctor Joashia Zakshevsky came through to pick up her 2nd gold medal. 7 hours gone. And now we were wondering just how many gold medals would come in around about the 7-hour mark. And it was Simone Staiku from Hungary who got another gold medal, over 40. And coming back, she's got gold before. Staiku, previous winner also of the Two Oceans in years gone by.
Reminded me that she got her last gold medal 12 years ago. So 12 medals between 12 years between gold medals.
Fantastic run. The legendary runner from Hungary, Irina Antropova. She's got a string of gold medals. She was not quite up to her normal standard, but in the top 10 again. And once again doing it for Nedbank. Nick Bester at the finish. Irina really, really tight. The rock star of the day, the performance of the year, Caroline Wolfsman 6:12, Bosman 6:33. The last gold medal to South Africa, Londi McLean, just over 7 hours.
It was a magnificent race for our elite athletes, and we saw so much when it came to the other people that make up this wonderful race. We're going to be chatting more to Bruce and Ian and celebrating a little as well, because we've also got something still to celebrate. Our broadcast ends at 6 o'clock. Stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
Hola, my gents. There are more than 22,000 voting stations in South Africa, but there's only one for you. That's the one where you registered. Your local station. Vote local, cause local is lekker. Finish and klaar.
How do you get get more value out of your fabric conditioner, switch to Comfort. Because Comfort is concentrated, you only need one small cap for each wash. But the real value is Comfort's amazing fragrance that really lasts and lasts. For long-lasting freshness, choose Comfort. Brand power helping you buy better.
So, how was the holiday?
Oh, sensational. The beaches, the sunshine, the women.
この表紙になんかヒッポクロッシングって書いてあるじゃん。いやいやこれ作ったやつやろ。今年は違うよ。
Tu vois les babouins?
Ils rentrent dans les... Ils saccagent tout.
Maar ik zou je zeggen, ze houden van om vuurtjes te stoken. Choppendop. 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 ये देखना ये जो है ना उसके अंदर पानी भरते हैं उसी को लेके ना वो लोग मैच देखने जाते हैं रग्बी का बकूजी It's called a bacuzzi वहाँ पे
Zelo zanimivo, take lepe hiše, ograjene z visokimi zidovi.
Сами се ужда в 8 часа вечера, выключается энергия.
They even have a name for it. What?
Load shedding.
Load shedding. Load shedding. Shedding, you know?
We've got these fellas, car guards.
Car guards.
Watch your car, make sure it's still there when you get back.
Mate, that's amazing. I'm getting one.
Today Puff Pastry. Think it, make it.
That was around 11 o'clock earlier on today. Caroline Wussman winning the women's title here at the Comrades Marathon in time to have lunch in Pietermaritzburg. These folk, however, that are walking into the Oval now, they're going to have dinner in Pietermaritzburg, but it won't be with a Comrades medal, unfortunately. But they'll be sharing stories for the next year until they come to make up for their run. They'll be sharing stories about all that happened in 2015. Of course, the final gun went just over 15 minutes ago. We've had Minnie Dlamini as well as Oli Zondo out en route, and they've been doing a fabulous job to chat to the runners about how they were experiencing the race. But another of our two on-site roving reporters was Lindani Mbente, and a man that joined us from Sevendelaan, Christo. So let's check in with them now. Lindani, Christo, have you got anybody with you, any sad souls, or how has the day been for you?
Unfortunately, Valen, there's just the two of us left now. We started with over 22,000 people, but it's come down to just the two of us. But what a glorious special day it really has been. What has been the highlight for you, Christo?
Highlights for me for this day has obviously been when Gift crossed the finish line and then Caroline after him. And for me, two South Africans winning the Comrades in both categories was fantastic. So I'm very happy about that. And then the whole experience of just being here and experiencing all of this, I'm very grateful and very humbled by this.
All right, well, I think the highlight for me today, you know, every time I've been at the start line, you know, when there's always such a buzz around Durban or Maritzburg, wherever it does start. But you know, when that Chariots of Fire song plays, you know, things get real, you know, and I think for a lot of runners, you know, it really captures them so far, because I think, you know, you train so hard for a full year and it all comes down to just that 12 hours. So, you know, for me, it's just that passion as you're seeing them crossing that line, some of them who don't also. So I always think it is a very special one. Valen, I'm sure you've also got a special moment or two.
Wow, it'll be difficult for me to choose just one. I must say, Lindani and Chris, you guys have been doing a fabulous job. Thank you so much. I have so many from the day, as you do when you have a 13-hour journey with some of the legends that we have enjoyed here in studio, and the brilliant race filled with so much history and tradition that we have been bringing you. It's the 90th edition of the Comrades Marathon, but it's the 30th anniversary for SABC Sport that we are celebrating, that we've been bringing you this broadcast for the last 30 years, since 1986. And a man that who's lent his voice, who's lent his knowledge to that race for that entire time has been Ian Laxton. So Ian, it may not be a triple green number, but it is a cake to say thank you so much for your massive contribution, not only to the Comrades, but to road running in South Africa. You have made such a difference, and so many people that come into and out of the commentary box lean on you so heavily for the knowledge that you have and the way that you drive that. Thank you so much.
Well, you know what? It's been a brilliant journey. I remember the very first one was Bruce won in '86. He set the record against Bob Dylan. And from then till now, it's been a privilege. In journalism and in the media, we like to serve our viewers. It's not about us, it's about you guys, it's about the runners in the race. And it's been such fun, and thank you so much. I don't know if I want another 30. The wind has blown the candles out, and it's been, today has been fabulous. It's been a wonderful, wonderful race. One of the best ever, and it's been great working with you, Bruce, and guys, thanks. And to all the guys out there, the viewers, it's been fantastic. Serving you over the years, I'm humbled. Thanks very much, Valen.
But you know, you see the flame there on that 30. It's still going strong. I think it's telling you something, Ian.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little bit old for this, and a little bit grey and a little bit croaky, and I don't know how to work social media, and I don't know how to tweet. But I've got young folks around me to take over. Even Bruce is good at tweeting.
In '86, Ian was in front of me in the tracker vehicle. He wasn't in the studio. You were in the tracker vehicle. He was right in front of me, looking at me. I had about 4 kilometers to go on the down run, and I was looking at Ian in the back of a truck. That's how they did it then, with the back of a bucky with a microphone and headpiece describing the race.
Do you know who also has been there for the last 30 years? Is our lead cameraman from the bike, Rafe Roberts, and that's who we're also saying congratulations to, and thank you very much for your long service of 30 years. You know, I really think, you know, usually in the Comrades Marathon, for those people that volunteer for the next 10 years, they get a green number. I think it should be the same for broadcasting. They also need to get a green number for the Comrades Marathon. So here we are, we're celebrating 30 years of broadcasting, and we hope to bring you the ultimate human race for many, many more years to come. What is your biggest highlights? Could you pick one over the 30 years?
There's absolutely no doubt. That was the 1989 race, and a lot of people have asked me that. I have 2 highlights. The one was, sadly, when Bruce didn't win in 1991. We stopped at the top of Fields Hill. He stopped and chatted to me. It was a career-defining moment. Bruce wasn't going to win. Remember that interview?
Yes.
And the second one was we're still friends. The second one was 1989. Sam Shabalala, the first black winner. Frith van der Merwe, the record still. And Wally Hayward. The country held its breath for a minute as Wally crossed the line in 11 hours at the age of 80 years and 11 months. It was fabulous. But I've got to say, none of us would be here without this race, without the Comrades, the world's greatest road race, with the world's greatest runners. It's been fantastic.
And it's very difficult not to slip into superlatives when you're speaking about this race.
Yes, I mean, Valen, I mean, we didn't really spot them in amongst the runner, the crowd of runners. But now that I'm in the Masters category, could I just pay tribute to an old running rival, Sean Micklejohn, who's just been unspeakably brilliant over the years. He won it once, he's got 10 gold medals, and today he ran 6:38 in his 50s and won the Masters section. And unfortunately, in all the chaos, we missed him. And I bumped into him in the shower, just quietly getting on with having a shower, getting into his tracksuit. That was another magnificent run that sort of went below the radar screen. And throughout the field, there have just been magnificent stories. I've been handing out green numbers to people in the green number tent. And people come in, they've done 20 Comrades, they're broken. You pose with them with a photograph with their double green number, and you say, is there going to be a number 21? And they look at you and they say, of course. It's just a magnificent race.
We had Christo Davids from Seven de Laan, and it was his very first experience of the Comrades race, of being here at the finish line, and he said something very important in that closing with Lindani. He said it's been humbling.
Yes, it is.
And it's amazing how every single year we leave the finish line and we feel humbled too, no matter how many times you've experienced the Comrades Marathon.
Dave Jack once said a really, really meaningful thing. He said the Comrades gives the ordinary person a chance to do something extraordinary. And that's what it's about. It's about ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
And I think, I mean, we had the obvious winners today. We had Caroline Worsman, we had Gif Galehe winning, the obvious winners. But everybody who ran today, even those who didn't finish, they are winners for. And no one dare say they're not a winner just because they ran a slow time or they didn't make the final cutoff. You're a winner the moment you have the courage to line up at that start, listen to the Chariots of Fire, listen to Shosholoza, and face the fear of having to run 90 kilometers of brutal hills as we saw, and still go and have a try.
And the bravery of actually undertaking to actually train to get to the start line. Let's not forget,
months ago.
you know, that they do have a qualifying standing. There's lots of training that actually goes in just before you even get the opportunity to stand on that start line.
And for those guys and ladies that didn't make it today, please come back next year. And for all of you out there that are sitting on your couch, get off your backside, put on some tackies, and come and do the race with us. We'll be here. I hope I will. Hope Bruce will. We'll all be here next year. We'll be at Comrades Marathon next year.
All right, now there's been one very, very lucky person that's been sitting on their bum, and they have won a car, a beautiful Toyota Corolla Quest worth 180,000 Rand, and they did it just by sending an SMS to donate money towards the Amabidi charity. Isaac Tiba from Polokwane, congratulations to you. You are the Toyota Win a Car winner for 2015. Bruce, Ian, thank you very much, and congratulations on 30 years, Ian.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, that's how we conclude our broadcast of the 2015 Comrades Marathon, the 90th running of the race. It truly did show us it's the ultimate human race, where the triumph of the human spirit always succeeds. Have a wonderful Sunday evening. Goodbye.
Great things start here. Great things start now. Take the lead with the right financial advice. The Comrades Marathon was proudly brought to you by Old Mutual.